Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everybody. Thanks a lot for joining us. We're here and we're back again. Can you believe it? It's been one of those days. It's been a funny one. Good to see you all. We are here for the launch of MLS 26 on Sorare. We have got early access cards dropping today. We have got 3x the payout on streaks for the first 5 game weeks, which is going to be incredible. And, you know, the good and the great of MLS are all available on auction right now. And I had some temptation to resist this before it came out. But, you know, DJing, gonna DJing kind of vibes, you know. So we've had day one auctions kind of cycling on. I'm on live with you guys now for the next little while because NYC number ones are coming up, and I'm going to try and scoop a few of them. I might end up with just some of the back fodder in the roster, as it were, but I'm going to try and get hopefully a marquee player or two in kind of early and try and attack the multiplied streaks, because last season with MLS 25 we had a very similar birth, you know, in terms of how the cards were released, the frequency and how they were auctioned and rewarded out, etc. And, you know, the one thing about MLS, we might even go sideways for a moment, right? But one of the things about MLS, when it comes to Sorare in particular, fantasy football, is that, you know, if you were to construct a league for fantasy football, it would be MLS, quite simply, you know. Every team has a couple of designated players in it. Some of them have more than others, of course. And, you know, they cover the length and breadth of the country. There is how many teams? 30 teams this season. That's 30 playing goalkeepers, 30 bunch of defences, midfields and strikers to mix up as you see fit. All in the one conference, split them across conferences, go with a club, pick and mix DPs out of multiple teams. You can kind of do it all in this division, and it's got a lot going for it. It gets extra utility as well with the Leagues Cup situation. We also have continental competitions like CONCACAF Champions League. I don't think they have a subsidiary, like a subordinate competition, actually. I think they only have the one, which is fair enough. But in any case, you know, it's fun for what it is. The one thing I really like about MLS in recent times is it's, you know, since Inter Messi happened, is it's all been on Apple TV, and the coverage there is pretty good. You know, it's terrible for if you're someone like me and I've got Google Chromecast like all over the house, because Apple won't Chromecast. It needs to fucking Applecast, doesn't it? And I don't have any Apple crap to cast to. So other than that, you know, it's awesome. It's in the PlayStation, it's in the phone. You can watch it all. We can catch highlights, and because all of the teams, of course, are all pretty big cities, the little domestic pieces of coverage they get is, you know, some again are better than others, but are more in depth, but they all kind of get significant kind of domestic coverage. You can get a good sniff of what's going on, what the vibe is, what the feeling is, any kind of sneaky, you know, ear to the ground news about, oh, this guy's been out partying all week, or this guy's missus is she's in the hospital now, you know, so and so's the nurse, and you know, he's in there, he's not going to make the game tonight, that kind of vibe, you know. So it really has a little bit of everything. It's got stellar, it's got, you know, the big kind of names, your marquee talents, of course, even all the way up to the levels of Lionel Messi, of course. And you've got your kind of lesser seen kind of guys that maybe played in Europe, maybe they didn't, but over here they can cook. A lot of young South American talent has been coming through, and this is something that MLS as a company, as an organisation, as a setup has been really focused on in recent years, is encouraging these teams to pipeline talent. Get it out of South America as young and as high level as possible and send it into Europe. You know, America has got a very concerted effort where it wants to see itself in the food chain, and it all kind of pulls together. And like I say, every team has got a kind of fair crack at the whip in terms of success. What that means for Sorare, what that means for fantasy football is maybe a couple of different things entirely, but all things being equal, it's a very fun division to play. It's a very fun competition to get involved in. This season they're going to be trialling out a different deadline for the competition, because we just get news at different times, time zones, and their own sport, their own heritage of how they, you know, covered sport, release info, and all that kind of stuff. So that's lovely to see, and hopefully that's a success. And any feedback that anyone and everyone can provide by messaging them directly, leaving comments on videos, tweeting them, tagging them, responding to stuff, letting them know, and this kind of stuff will just make sure the game's better for everyone. So I'm looking forward to all of it, to be honest with you. And as I'm set up here, we've just missed, I think, Messi Rare going, so I'll maybe double back and check what that went for, because the limited was quite punchy, but we'll have a look at both of them and see what they just clipped in at. So let's see, we've got Messi in season anything 300 Wow, 300 for the one-of limited and 600 went to Fulham. This guy's got some big cards. He actually owns my Callum McGregor Unique, or he was the last owner of it last time I looked anyway, the guy I sold it to. So big account, he's got good taste anyway. And MLS reigning champion Lionel Messi, rare 1 of 100 goes to him, and King Caramelo gets the limited. So well, GG's to them, and the number 2s are up already. They'll finish off tomorrow. And we're getting the back end of Miami. Now, this is a card that a lot of you guys were hyping. Kai Wagner has left MLS. He's went to Birmingham. Pranksy's all over this one. And Reguilon is a player that I think if you've watched him, particularly when he was at Real Madrid, is a very excited footballer. It's a guy that you want to do well. And for me, when he went to Tottenham, I thought it was going to be a good move. I think, did he even end up at Man United? His career has been all over the shop. He's had terrible injuries as well. He was at Sevilla for a minute, wasn't he? Brentford also. But yeah, it's just not really kicked on for him. This is the sort of guy that moving to MLS, he could be... He will, Jordi Alba is a very hard act to follow, which is what he's trying to do. Jordi Alba, again, in his final season playing the game of football, the legend that he is now designated as an MLS All-Star on this, but was very effective. And this is the sort of environment he's going into where Messi's up front, etc. Rodrigo De Paul, Suarez off and in and out the team, that kind of thing. So the goals and assists will be there for someone like Reguilon. He can very easily do a lot of this. Can he get those hundreds? Can he be as frequently dependable as what Jordi Alba was? Is really the big question. And his price, Zero Zug R has closed it here. First auction for him at 105. So I think that sets a bar. Reguilon is a pure utility take in that way, I think, for me. Messi's got a bit more of the... If we get any instant buys on, that's maybe an interesting thing to gander. No, not yet. So watch out for that. We have one limited. No. Watch out for the instant buys coming on. But that'll be interesting to see. Now, the one-offs get extra collection score, which just means when the cards go into your sticker book, if I can show you my cards for a moment, however many cards you've got in the sticker book gets you an extra bonus on each individual card whenever you play it in fantasy football. So if you look at the Celtic one, for example, every card in here has an extra 5% on their score if it allows collection bonus in the competition, which is almost, I think, every one of them, bar maybe one exception or so. There is a Ox Celtic card. Love that, by the way. So yeah, so you're incentivized to get in. Again, what plays a part in this, you can look into it in more detail on pages where you can pause that. You can check out for yourself on site. But the quicker you can get to, I think like 3% is where you can kind of chill out a bit with it. You don't need to be on your toes. But when you're first getting up, getting to 1-2%, it feels like, I don't know if it's a burden or a pressure or whatever, but definitely feels like it's something that's on the agenda often enough, doesn't it? Personally, if it's a team I'm really backing, 3% is when I'm happy. Once I'm like, okay, because organically, once they all click into, after you've owned them for 30 days, you then get bonus points thereafter for every card. And you'll accumulate other bits and bobs. You just will. Getting to 4% once you're at 3 is not really out the equation. It's basically a foregone conclusion often. 5% is a different matter, and again, at the end of the season when things get really cheap, it just becomes even more plausible. So I think it's like a stage, it's an incremental thing. Of course, you can be a bit more gung-ho, just get your stall set out early, day 1, day 2, that kind of thing, and off you go for the rest of the season. You're building into duplicates maybe a bit quicker, that kind of thing. But for me, I'll be working with a budget. We've got a bit of a wallet sitting here. I've got some auctions that are already out and winning. But on that kind of note of the Reguilon, we've got Charlotte FC up on screen here now. And, Charlotte I'm not really a big, fan of or whatever, but historically over the years, Christian Kalina, I don't often say his first name, Big Kalina, has been the standout keeper. He has been the set piece. If you're just to buy a keeper, there's not really been much bad money spent on Kalina over the years. He has been a clean sheet machine. He is an AA magnet. And as you can see, man, like Charlotte clearly get enough clean sheets with him involved that he's super usable. It doesn't matter what team you're backing. It doesn't matter how you're building this out. He's often a highly sought after card, a 33-year-old Croatian. And he is flying pretty high. And Charlotte are one of those teams where there is maybe an individual piece or two that could be appealing. They're maybe quite good as a team. I'm not too sure. Charlotte Stacks, from Trippin B to SR Dimebar. I know a lot of people that have dabbled, and it's not often panned out too well. But Zaha could he finally just come good? Look at De La Torre. American went home after kind of doing alright in La Liga and in Holland and stuff, so he could be good. Abada, of course, has been okay when he plays. Tim Ream, the veteran. Tokolmate as well, the Israeli forward, alongside Abada. And Cameron Vargas, one of the star players. So they've got bits. They've got Arsenal in here. I was quite tempted to look at the Kessler, but I'm just going to tell you that now, 30 quid was my limit. SR Dimebar back at it again. He won't be kept away. I think this could be one of the best centre-backs in the league this season. Huge potential. Pairs with Kalina. And Kessler is a centre-back. You know what you're getting with him. For better or for worse, but he is punch-drunk reliable, if that's even an expression. Maybe that's just a new one. But, it doesn't really matter what the game is. He's a centre-back. He's Henry Kessler. He's going to make clearances. He's going to make tackles and interceptions. He's going to pass the ball. And he goes up for corners and stuff. You play him and you roll with it. And as far as centre-backs in MLS go, you can't say that for a lot of them, A guy who's been there, seen it, done it. He's an MLS champion as well. And him going in with Kalina, I think that's going to be a must-have pick. We kind of get into my boys. They're coming up here now. Nicolas Fernandez-Marcao is kind of like the marquee midfielder of the equation. NYC were meant to sign Musa Silla from Schalke, but that deal fell through quite weirdly in the end. And NYC also just let Julian Fernandez leave. They sold him to Rosario Central in Argentina. So a relatively important player last year who the club invested a lot of game time into is now left. So that opens up a bit of space. It's the second season in charge for the manager. Second season for some guys like Hannes Wolf. This will be his third season. But maybe guys like some of the mid-season arrivals like Fernandez-Marcao and Gustavo. But who's the other guy again? Aidan O'Neill, of course, yeah. Maybe they kick on, maybe they develop a little bit. Matt Freeze again, very similar to Kalina, is a kind of standalone keeper. NYC have been a tough team to back. I did get some success from them last year, and you know me, similar to you just seen Charlie going after Charlotte again. Once you've kind of got a club, and with NYC I've followed them since inception. This is the only team I'm going to buy into. I don't mind a little bit of Seattle because of where my family are from and stuff, as some of you guys will know, but it's very much a case of NYC for me. We've got another O'Toole defender. He didn't get this last year. He's got every position under the sun. He's only been a defender previously once before, but he's also now been capped for Ireland. So this is the first time we're getting a wee Irish O'Toole, which could be quite fun. But I'm looking at all these guys that are 17, 18. I'm looking at all the younger kids. Can I get some of these back roster guys to be first owner number ones as cheap as possible? And that'll boost the collection score. So then if I get a couple of functional pieces and maybe 1 star, I could start the season with a nice little run, so that's kind of the stratagem, the thought process here. Fernandez-Marcao is kind of my main guy I want to bring in here. I'm going to be running a classic threes goalkeeper, so I need an all-out season outfield, as it were, or outfield. That's it. Yeah, it's not just an Americanism; it's a footballism, isn't it? Fist bumps to you all. By the way, I've not quite caught up with the chat. Chat's on screen for all of you that are here. Good to see you. But yeah, I wanted to join you live and loud while I try and snipe and manage and try and manoeuvre myself into a few of these. And I kind of know some of the ones that I want. I'm not really up for paying mad money. And I'm going to wait until a couple of minutes before I really gauge where everything is. I don't want to... I think with these auctions, the mistakes I've made in the past is you're just kind of zoned in on one. I want it to stay as kind of bird's eye view for as long as possible. Now, Alonso Martinez is injured. He'd done his ACL or his MCL or something like that right before the playoffs, and that's like a 6-7 month injury, probably on average, or being kind or whatever. So Alonso Martinez has kind of wasted money. I'm not really in a rush to do that. Andreas Pereira snapped his ankle as well, and I mean snapped his ankle. So again, not in a big rush to do that. I think out of kind of the guys I've already bidded on that I've missed out on, I do really want a Raul Gustavo, right? But the problem I've got is he's at the end. So if I kind of defensively wait for him, that could be problematic. So I like the thought of getting another O'Toole because he's not got many defender issues previously. It's just not a card I've got much of. So as a classic, even at the end of the season, it'll be somewhat handy for me to have. And I say Marcao, I could take him at number 2, number 3 for this type of price, no problem at all. So if it doesn't move too much, we maybe see how it goes Thiago, again, I can't spend £43 on a Thiago Martins, to be honest with you. I know he's got a good L5 and stuff here. He's a good passing centre-back. I'm maybe underselling him a little bit because he has been kind of meh, but he did get progressively better, and I've not really got much reason to doubt he doesn't need to look too dissimilar to this for most of the season, but he's just been a bit too meh burger. Yeah, like this stuff. This has normally been his life, this type of picture here, just yellow, you know. So yeah, I'm not in a rush to spend a lot on him. I want an Aidan O'Neill, I want a Raul Gustavo. They're the ones I kind of want. I think Augustin Ojeda. I've already got Timo Werner in the gallery as well. Was an in-season forward who is at San Diego. I don't know if I want to pin my hopes on next. I've got a funny feeling it's just weird. Why is he there? How can this be possible? Is he even there? Is it going to go through? Is it fell through? Do you guys all see? Is he been pictured there? Maybe I should check this. Let's check. Timo Werner. Let's see. Have we got a picture of him? An actual picture, not the AI Fabrizio Romano picture. Oh, there we go, boys.
Let's go Quakes.
Let's go Quakes. Oh, Timo, what have you done, man? I hope they're paying you a bucket of money. Well, he's signed, I suppose, isn't he? Yeah, I've totally missed this. Twitter knows how much I just don't. I don't engage with San Jose content. I suppose it's outshone my Timo Werner interactions. You know. Fair enough. Okay, so I guess we can rely on Werner. I guess. What's happened here? Oh, there we go. So yeah, I don't really need a forward per se too much. So I'm looking at defence and midfield the most, and I'm kind of after, yeah, like Aidan O'Neill. I would like, I think could be cheap. Same with Keaton Parks, Raul Gustavo and O'Toole. But yeah, is there someone maybe ahead of them? Again, Maxi Morales I've got a few issues of, and at 38 I'm not in a rush to own that number 1 edition. Yeah, Ojeda is the one I'm like, and Wolf as well. Yeah, if Wolf is cheap enough, he'll probably be quite fine actually, if his price kind of stays in and around where it is. But Marcao is the midfielder to have. God knows what's going to happen. NYC again, like, are so behind. It's kind of similar to Celtic in some ways. Like, the transfer business has been so stop-start. It's been unreal. But yeah, 55 for this. I don't need to buy that for that price. I can wait for number 10 or something like that, you know, or not a shirt number anyway. I just mean like any old issue. I'm not too bothered about that. I'm after cheap and effective here. You going for Wolf? I think I might if he hangs about where he is, but I guess I'll put a bid on Wolf, right? Don't look, or I'll change screen. That's what I'll do, right? Try and keep a bit of meritocracy here. I'll stick a bid on him because I would like to get him if he's cheap enough. There we go. Because it is Wolf, and if there's no Julian, boom. Change screen. Go. There we go. Bang. Right, so yeah, Aidan O'Neill, hopefully he stays, like, I can't remember what I bid on him, but hopefully that stays fine where it is. That would be sweet. Fernandez Marcao, he should be priced about that. He has a powerful card. MLS has a lot of these guys, but so I just don't know how high in the pecking order he is on everyone's kind of power rankings. And again, the number 1 premium is in effect here as well. I just don't need that. I just don't need to spend that money. Can't say it enough, really. I like the thought of Johnny Shore, but I do think primary midfield is going to be Aidan O'Neill and Keaton Parks, Maxi Morales. It depends on, again, like how many minutes is Maxi going to get? How fit is Keaton Parks? So again, I think these guys will be. I think Aidan O'Neill's pretty rock solid. I think he'll play like all the time. So let's just hope I get that one. This guy, I don't know anything about him, but he's 24 Australian defender from the other Man City team. And for the number 1, I'd spend a tenner on that. Don't know if he's going to play. He might be competition for O'Toole, and then buying. I don't even know if he's a left back or anything, but I'd spend a tenner on that quite comfortably. Hopefully, a lot of the New York money goes up here for the number 1s. I can just scoop some of these Wow. Oh no, I thought I said, oh my god, my eyes freaked out there. I thought I said Tanasejevic, 206. I was about to say, oh my god, someone's done something incredibly terrible. I cannot buy Tanasejevic, he's a terrible footballer. I've got a Cavallo from last year. Carrizo I've got 2 editions of. I don't think he's going to play often. Yanez, again, I've got 1 copy of. I don't really need. But yeah, let's go back in on 02. Maybe go into that to a tenner. Yeah, I'm quite okay with where I'm at now. A couple of minutes going. Now we're seeing Marcau's going to close at 83. This Asito guy, Max Murray. I had to stop myself because I was kind of bidding on all the jabronis at the back. And I think I ended up doing it in the end because I was like, well, it is the number 1, so it's kind of worth buying the collection score for the guy as well. Yeah, Mark Laird, I had to stop myself at him because he's a goalkeeper, and it's like, nah, do not spend that money. That will be a grade A waste. But Marcau's about to go, wow, he's at 100. Yeah, I don't need that. I don't need any piece of this. A good pair, but by the way, Thiago will play every game, doesn't really get injured. It's a really solid card. Centre backs, I suppose Thiago's maybe went up on the power rankings because of the Kai Wagner equation and the Jordi Alba thing. Where's my Gustavo? Yeah, I want to put a bid on this. Maybe put 25 on that. Have I missed out on something? Got a wee notification here. I think we got a wee balance free frame. Yeah, Wolf outbid. Yeah, so Wolf's jumped up. Let's see how it goes. I'll maybe try and keep an eye on this, but I've got other stuff to watch here. So I want this Aidan O'Neill to finish. That would be lovely. Same with Kai Terwin. That would be lovely. 2 Aussies. If I can get both those Aussies, that would be pretty sweet. And then, yeah, we'll have 30 seconds to snipe the Wolf if we're in range still. Not really mad for it. Seymour Reid, wee young guy, they looked alright off the bench last year. I don't mind that. Yeah, I think we're on top of everything so far. And I say I'm not mad and Real Gustavo outbid on that. Oh, interesting. I thought I bid more than that. Sorry, I don't know how that's so low. Oh no, yeah, somebody jumped up. Yeah, I was going to say. I might need to take this off screen if I feel that I'm getting pure stream sniped. Sorare style. Okay, I've got a max bid. I'm going to leave that to chill. 30 quids. Okay, this is why I didn't want that to happen, where I got to the end and someone pushed me above where I wanted. I don't really want to spend more than 30 quid on that. Oh, brilliant. O'Neill's about to close. Kerwin will close. Wolf is still biddable. Who else is here? Keaton Parks. O'Toole we're doing alright with. Yeah, let's increase Keaton Parks to a tenner. Yeah, I'm going to leave the Wolf. If any of you want to bid after it, go for it. But yeah, I'm not going to. Yeah, I'm not going to touch it from here. San Diego prices are wild. I've not even checked them yet. But yeah, O'Neill should be trapping. Terwin's about to trap. I don't know, the Wolf is tempting me, but I do have Werner, so I'm kind of like, yeah, if Wolf's 28, I could get that for 20 later on. I don't mind that. Don't need the one of for him. Yeah, the Gustavo, it's a wee bit annoying. It went there. Oh, Aidan O'Neill, thank you. And a wee ticket, thank you very much. To Wolf or not to Wolf? Nah, I'm just going to leave that to go. Ojeda is kind of half tempting if he's that cheap. Ojeda to 20, nah. Yeah, so we've got O'Neill, we've got Terwin, we're going to get Parks. It feels like that could be okay. We might need a bid on our couple on Parks. We've got 2 in so far. That's a good start. I like that. 2 Aussies as well. There's a bit of fun in the vibe there, isn't there? What else is floating around? Yeah, Wolf is get bid up. Hopefully that's Rico if he was wanting it for about... Yeah, 30. I'm kind of like, I don't really need that. I've got a Werner. I don't really need to pay 30 quid. Ojeda for about the 20 mark. Yeah, 18. That would have been interesting. Keaton Parks. Okay, we're about to get there with that. Maxi Morales, I don't need to pay a premium on at 38. O'Toole. I maybe bid up this Reed in a minute. Max Murray we're okay with. Gustavo we're probably not going to get. Yeah, so if I get O'Toole, between O'Toole and that other Aussie guy, I think I'll be okay for a defender between the 2 of them. And then if I've got Aidan O'Neill as a nailed mid, I've got Werner. I only need 1 other starter. And between maybe a couple of these guys I can try and squeeze in. Right, let's try and get the... Oh, sugar. Seymour Reed. Yeah, let's move this guy to a tenner. Against for a 1-off, and we get a wee ticket. So let's see what we get with the tickets when we're done as well. That might help. Maybe should I spin the tickets to now? I wonder. Are there any ones we're bidding on about to finish? Yeah, do you know, let's wait for the Parks to finish. And then we will have... Oh, we've been outbid on Parks. Then we'll have 3 tickets. Yeah, let's do 432. Again, I don't need to spend crazy money on Keaton Parks. Yeah, 30 quid for Wolf is kind of like... fine, isn't it? Pranksy got the Matt Freeze. Again, very good standalone card, isn't it? Maximo Carrizo's going really cheap. Is it worth the points? Maybe. Again, he's probably going to feature a bit more this year, but he's not really going to be mad usable, even for somebody like me. Nico Cavallo goes for 7 quid. I got him last year. See if this guy's a rookie this year. It's weird, right? Because he never got opened last year. Same as Freeze and a few others. It would have been nice to get him a rookie last year. And there's some fun special editions last year. I wonder what special editions we'll get for MLS this year. It looks like we're bringing in the Keaton Parks, which is cool. We're kind of on schedule there with some of just the pieces I expected I would get on this auction cycle. Which is fun. A little base team to get us moving. What did Messi go for? The rare went for, I think it was 600, and the limited was 300, if memory serves me right. Chrissy Holt. There we go. Keaton Parks we've got in. Fantastic. Love to see that. And yeah, the rest of these are kind of ticking in. Yeah, so 2. Right, okay, let's spin these tickets. We've got 4 of them, it seems. Let's go for it. We might get market credits. We might get some essence. We could get some clues. Market credits help us with these auctions, obviously. Best 5 clue, that's fun. 1 isn't good, but is it? We need like 10 of them to use it, don't we? So, whatever, I suppose. 2, best star clue, which is a rubbish clue. Okay, let's see what this one is. Two competition clue. And then the last one. Oh, if we get to 10, it could be spicy. 4 best star clue, which is again a rubbish clue. Awesome. Yay. Love the tickets, aren't they amazing? I said with real enthusiasm. Oh, awesome. Okay, so O'Toole and Reed. O'Toole's been outbid. So again, we'll just take this to like 1486 or something like that. Yeah, I think between O'Toole and the Aussie guy, we should have a defender covered. We've got Tavon Gray at right back. The centre backs are the 2 Brazilians. O'Toole quite versatile, might play in another position on occasion. We've been outbid on that again. Yikes. How much do I really want to spend on an O'Toole? But outbid on this little guy as well. Do you know, I'll go one more bid on the O2. 1888. Let's do it. 1888. That's got to be the one that seals the deal for the Irishman. Mark Learned could be worth the points. 9 quid. Nah. Fourth choice keeper is going to go in like nowhere. I was going to say something really rude, but nah, I thought best not. Seymour Reid is looking good. O'Toole, please squeeze over the line. I think if we get that over the line, we've got a little base squad regardless of how anything else works now, and we're just about getting some stacks in early, or getting some collection scores in with any of these guys, like Camera and Asito. We've just been outbid on. Do I maybe go back for that? Number 1, yeah, maybe I do. I'd maybe go at £6 on that. Or we've got some change there, 642 I'd go to on that. Nah, I'm not touching that, no worth it. O'Toole, in, boom. Awesome. 2 defenders, 2 mids, and we've got Werner. Seymour Reid, substitute striker. Seymour Reid, get in. Actually, let's boom. Oh my god. Oh. I was going to try and snipe that Magno. Oh, I can't pay more than that. Nah, I can't pay more than that. It's not worth it. Max Murray. Yeah, I can put another bid on that. Did I get the other, like, jabronis? I can put another bid on him. Yeah, that's as much as I'd go for that. Who else is in play? Yeah, not much, man. Yeah, Magno, not getting that. Max Murray, not pushing that. Raul Gustavo. If that's winning bid, I'd go for it, but nah, yeah. Nah, okay. I think for the one-offs, that's probably... We've got this Cooper Flax running. We'll see how that goes. But yeah, I'm not paying any more than this for these back-end guys. You know, they'll come back in number 2s and people will craft them and all sorts, and I'll get them just as cheap. And we'll have first owners on a few of them. So, awesome. Right, I'll kind of wait for this Cooper Flax to go. He's got 3 minutes. We'll spin these 2 wheels and we'll have a wee peek at what we've picked up there, and we'll kind of... That Nico 6 was bidding me up as well. Or did he bid me up? 100 limited essence. Hey, that's good for you guys. Goes into the pot for the giveaways. And one more ticket. Let's see, let's see. Must have won a fair few auctions in, eh? 6. Is that the case? Did we win 6 auctions? Wow. Andrew Berea. Yeah, no, I'm not too bored with any of this. Awesome. Okay, let's go backwards to go forwards, I suppose, as we say here. Let's go back into the old sticker books. Oh, Thomas Romero. Oh, see if can I get a bid on that rapid, please? I'll take that for a tenner. No bother. In-season backup keeper is always a good move. Early doors. A one-of as well. Cooper Flax we're outbid on. Yeah, I'm not paying £7. I'd take the Romero up to maybe like 13. Jason Shuka, look, what a name. I didn't even notice that from earlier. 1 of 100 Charlottes went a little high for me. You might have to wait for 3s and 4s. Yeah, I'm kind of there as well, Charlie, with a few of the guys I chased down. Could have really pushed the boat out for a few of them if you mad wanted them, but you know, I think when you've been around the block once or twice, you know where your limit is. You feel it dead quickly now, don't you? I was really close to pushing that Magno out. I was like, oh, I'd go to 45. Just go for it, get it over the line. Maybe we'll get some change, but no, outbidded on it. And there's that Romero for number 7. Let's spin that wheel ticket. Do we get something nice from this one? That was good fun. Thanks very much for all the support in the chat, by the way. Really appreciate it from everyone that tuned into this one live. But yeah, we got 7 cards over the line, it turns out. Let's go and have a peek at our... Let's go and have a look at the goop. Let's go and look at the... No, we want to look at my cards gallery. Let's have a peek. Oh, they've not all came in yet. Maybe if we look at the collection book, it'll be there. So let's see. Early access, New York. We're second. We're on 360 points. We're at 3%. Boom. Automatically. That's exactly what we were chatting about there. Which is bro. Now, I think a few of the auctions have come back around again, because, yeah, you can see Fernandez Marcao is back on auction again, as is Thiago. So the number 2s are out on turnaround, which is cool. I'll check on when they finish. It's probably like 17 hours or something, because there's like 30 teams to get through. But that's bro. We've got up to 3% already, and as I say, once you've owned these guys for the 90 days, you get the extra points for that. I think it's an extra 20 points, if memory serves me right. Yeah, 30 days, 20 points. So we're going to get another 20, 40, 60, 80, 100, 120 points on top of our 360, which will get us to 480, which means one more card, fast forward 30 days, 4% is in the hook, you know. So the one-offs, because we get a lot of points for these, because it's the number 1 serial owner. I bought it from auction, so I'm the first owner. You get an extra bonus for that as well, on top of all the other stuff you see here on screen. So it's just way more powerful for this little scale that we mentioned earlier. And it now means if NYC do well, I, in theory, am the one that leads the charge. You know, I've got the big collection as well for the classic keeper to play his part in that equation. And yeah, it's nice. I've got some nice backups as well. And I've already got the situation where I can play, like, if I get Fernandez Marcao as my main target for the second time around, let's just go and get an early bid on that. I'm going to take it off screen again. Auctions have went well, Black Ops. We got 7 cards in total. We're on 3% already for NYC, and I don't think we spent much. I'll have a look at the tail of the tape. We did not spend a lot, and we got guys that will play. We got guys that will get us up and going. So I've just put a bid on from Fernandez Marcao, number 2. It finishes in just under 18 hours. So I think that's what happens after the auctions go. It's an 18-hour turnaround on MLS right now for the kickoff of the season. So I've got a bid on that. Hopefully I get that over the line. And that's kind of me set to kick the season off. I'd like a Raul Gustavo. And yeah, maybe that's kind of it, I suppose. To get me go, yeah, I'll maybe put a wee bid on this as well. I don't mind. I'm not too secretive about this one. Like 20 quid. Yeah, I don't mind that. He went for 30 the first one, didn't he? So I don't mind that. And any of the backup guys, was there one that I wanted that was kind of cool I didn't get? I don't really think so. Yeah, I think that's about it really. Yeah, I'm quite chuffed with that. I wonder if they've all came in yet. So they're... Oh, did something just change on this page, maybe? What was happening? What happened just now? Did we get someone else in? We didn't, did we? No. Everyone's just maybe updated. Is there a new player been added or taken away? It feels like everything's just readjusted. It's kind of thrown me off ever so slightly. But no, I don't recognise or... Yeah. So nice. That's quite cool, isn't it? There we go. There's our wee raft of guys there. Our wee day ones. The two Aussies. Keaton Parks and O'Toole. Again. We backup striker guy. We backup goalkeeper guy. Nice. And what did we spend here in total? I'll get a wee calculator out. $8.90 for two of them actually. That's kind of funny. Maybe is that like $10? Is that perhaps is there maybe a dollar element coming into this that I'm missing? Yeah, there's three guys for £8.90. I wonder if that's like 68 quid. That's not bad for 7 cards, 3% out the traps. Not sexy, but with Werner up front, and if we get Fernandez Marcao, we've kind of got two squads right away. I wonder, do we have a game week open where MLS is in it? No, MLS doesn't start for ages, does it? No, it's here. No, it's not. It's no game. Can we look at All Star and just like say like no game? Let's do in season, no game this week. Rare. And let's just put Romero in there, right, as a place saver. Now also we've got oh, this will be kind of fun actually. Let's just look for all the NYC cards. Yeah, so we've got Terwin and O'Toole. I'm assuming they're both left backs. I need to look into this Truman guy, see what his script is. Midfield we got O'Neill and Parks. And then I've got Werner. And then I got Seymour Reed. Now this is in 7s obviously, which we're not going to be playing 7s, we're playing 5s. I'm just kind of fleshing this out as a visual kind of representation of what's in my head, because once we've got two classic Matt Freezes, if I've got Fernandez Marcao, there's a team here straight away, yeah, with like classic Freeze, one of the defenders, one of the mids, Werner, Marcao captain, and it will kind of work. And I think streak 1 and 2 is kind of on the cards. Let's see how well NYC do, maybe more as possible. But then the other team, I've got the other defender, the other mid, and then a super sub, which isn't terribly great. But one more in season thereafter, especially if it's someone half decent, can give this some life as well. So I'm kind of open to 2 more cards. I've went after the Fernandez Marcao. A safer defender for choice 2 is probably the first stop. Yeah, so maybe I kind of maybe want to buy 3 more players. 1 more defender, Fernandez Marcao, and a forward. I'll work out who I go for between Ojeda and Wolf and whoever else is kind of floating about. But yeah, that was fun. I had a good time with that. Is Dominic Fitz going to be good? Oh, I don't know. He's a midfielder as well as his card went. Again, we were chatting about this before. Minnesota have got 4 midfielders you will want to buy and play. Number 1 is still on auction. 3 hours he's got left to run. Royal Levy leading the charge. Well done to you, mate, getting that first bid in. He's been around the block enough times, Royal Levy. He knows the score. He knows how to get the job done. He knows how to get that deal over the line. Yeah, I think he will be a good option. I find it hard to imagine he's not amazing in MLS. Like, I just don't. Yeah, I would be so surprised. I really would. Like, when you see how good guys like... I know he's different and all the rest of it, but I just think, like, even Forsberg, like, he's going to be better than Forsberg, surely. And Forsberg's been decent. He's not been amazing, but he's been decent. And even Carlos Heel, like, if any of you remember Carlos Heel from when he played at Villa, he was very, like, unremarkable, to say the least, you know. And it's a style of play. It's been in, and again, you know, Carlos Heel's maybe a good example of it doesn't really matter what team you're in, aka Timo Werner. But yeah, I find it hard to believe. I find it hard to imagine it fits. It doesn't do it, especially when you see Triantis, how good he's done there, coming out of Hibs and Sunderland and whatever. I've just got my wee notifications here. Congratulations on all your NYC fodder. Yeah, midfield card is brutal. Yeah, because it's him, it's James, it's Joaquin Correa, and there's a fourth guy as well that's really a worthwhile midfielder. Triantis, of course, Triantis. So, yeah, Minnesota midfield, but it's really... Oh, where's Houston, by the way? Have they went yet? We were really eyeing up Houston before. Let's just filter by teams, because I think we're playing a madman's game. Trying to scramble through. Houston Rares, yeah, the one-offs are still to run. They've cleaned it up. Some of you guys were saying in the chat some of the mistakes from earlier. If you missed the stream before, you'll need to check it out. But yeah, Sami Sekou should be brilliant. Jack McGlynn is a legend, as we know. Sviatchenko, Ache back in. This is like Maxi Morales going back to New York. This is going to be fine. He is going to be totally what he was before, for me anyway. And maybe he'll point to Almiron and say, "Oh, look at Almiron," or maybe one of. But I don't know, man. Older players like this, they're going back to where they were sweet, you know. I don't know. We're missing somebody from earlier. I think it was the whole Guilherme defence thing, wasn't it? It was just crazy. So maybe now that we've lost that, it maybe takes a bit of a shine off it. But they still have that defender called Andrade. They still have Antonio Carlos. Oh, Big Bogey. I think I maybe overlooked him a bit. Big Bogey's back in the league. Sorry, Rico. Sorry, buddy. But yeah, Nashville are up there now. Sam Surridge. The asking price Nashville want to sell him is 10 to 15 million euros. So you know no one's going to pay that for him. I know he's good and he's on form and all that, but nobody's paying that kind of money for Sam Surridge out of Nashville. I just don't see it happening in a month of Sundays. So he's probably kind of safe despite his rumours. Hanny's still being a mid is a bit of a crime, isn't it? Max Arfison still a forward card. Very interesting. Gazdag, kind of minging last year. Does he get his act together now? Shiberko was good for once upon a time, and you guys were pointing out before that Diego Rossi is now a mid, and I'm not really too sure if that's a good thing or not. Yeah, these are midfielder scores. Do they change if we look at forward? I'm not too sure this feature actually really does anything. Yeah, I don't really think it does anything, to be honest with you. So yeah, hard to know, but yeah, Rossi as a mid is weird. Because yeah, with Fitz being a mid as well, like the forwards is quite a obviously Messi is meta, right? Lionel Meta, I think we'll call him this year. But not all of us have got Messi money or meta money, whatever you want to think of it as. Robin Lod at Chicago, yeah, he was at Minnesota. Wow, that's actually a really good move for them. I didn't see that before. Well, he could be quite good for them, Robin Lod. 32 is the only kind of worry. It's just like he's maybe not quite got like 25 quality games in him. He's maybe got 20 now, or you know, something like that. I'm making up numbers for purpose of example, but you see what I mean. He's maybe not quite as like smash-horrific as he once was, but maybe fresh surroundings, better players around him. Because again, Minnesota have not been any great shakes for a long time. He might kick on. Zink is in their team as well. Forward, oh, Zink's going to be quite OP, I think, isn't he? Set piece taken forward. Ooh, yeah, this is going to go for a few bob, isn't it? Dryer as well, yeah, I missed Dryer. You guys said this, the San Diego stuff went wild. I'll go and check that out in a minute. Even Angulo. Is that the guy Harry won a unique for? Or a super rare or something? He was quite good, I think, for a spell. Paslic was good last year. Crepeau's a good keeper. Atuesta, again, Atuesta's showed moments of what he could be again at Orlando. This guy at LAFC, I don't know if we've quite got the timeline on this for it, but he was like defensive midfield Cecina, essentially. Forsberg, by the way. Oh, Forsberg's a forward. Oh, that Theo's cheat code. That Theo's cheat code. Oh, Forsberg forward. I'm not going to bid on that, guys. Have at it. Have at it. There's a few of these here. That's a wee sneaky one. Now, like, what did some of those other guys go for? Like some of the big ones, like 100 quid and stuff. He could get, I think he will get up to that kind of level. The one-off is the one-off like that. Oh, I've got to go and build a New York Red Bulls collection. I'm not too sure they're that kind of team right now. Juan Mina. Yeah, when they get young guys, I think they always become interesting again. Cause it's like, oh, who are they? What's their deal? And yeah, their team's kind of young again. But MLS, it's not very forgiving to inexperience, you know. So they do need to balance that, don't they? Kate Kills in the team as well. Ronald Donkor. Don't know why, but that name just looks like donkey to me in a weird way. He's kind of had some moments. How long has he been there for? Where did it come from? He's been there for ages. Yeah, I don't know this guy from Adams. I don't really follow Bulls. Gustav Berggren. Where did he come from? Portugal or something? No. Sweden? Russia? Pardon me. Get there eventually. Poland. Rafael Mosquet. Yeah, so see when Red Bull teams have got like young guys from weird countries up front and stuff, you know. Big Choupo-Moting again could be kind of slept on. Very kind of, again, I think he was very good last year. I think he was, for the budget kind of striker that he was, he could really turn up. And he had a, as you can see here, a nice little patch where often enough, you know, he was coming good. Choupo-Moting, I'm not a fan of, by the way, but I bought him as soon as he moved because I just thought, yeah, he will finish. He will get chances and he will find the back of the net. Like Benteke, but watered, yeah, cheap Benteke essentially. Benteke is now in the Middle East, I'm sure, as well. Brian Ceballos, a Colombian defender. Some good scores, by the way. He's fun. He came from Dynamo Kiev. That is fun. I like that. Brian Ceballos, that's maybe one to watch out for there. Shaquille Marshall-Rutte again. He's a really good player, highly regarded. Maybe not quite made the move to Europe yet. Raheem Edwards is a defender this year. That's a bit of a change. But yeah, Red Bull's kind of semi-interesting, mainly because of Forsberg. I think Forsberg's one of those guys. Again, we mentioned Kalina with Charlotte earlier on. You could just you could have Kalina in goals and Forsberg up front and God knows what in the middle and do well, you know, like kind of vibes. So Carlos Heel, well, yeah, I don't think Forsberg's going into this territory. Heel is definitely in that meta category and kind of held in really high regard. I think this guy's meant to be good. Al Hassan Yusuf. Why do I know him? Was he? Yeah, he was good. Oh yeah. Don't know how I recognise him. It's not. It should be for this, but I don't think it's for that. Where did he play before? Belgium. Yeah, it's probably from Belgium. Although he wasn't too great there. That's weird. But yeah, he looked good. And yeah, I think Toronto stacks will be cheap. Whoever was asking about them before. There's only a few cards that I think are worth getting the one-offs of. And then you can see what I just did there with NYC. Yarborough. If you're going to buy a Yarborough, you might as well buy the number one. You know, and I think anything under 20 quid is decent for a guy like that. Because he will play at some point, you know. It's almost laws of nature, isn't it? Jordi Mihailovic, yeah. He's in that kind of Fernandez Marcao bracket where he's clearly like a top mid, but there's lots of them. Hani Mukhtars and everything else that we've spoke about in passing through the stream. So mid is very competitive, but striker, I think you need to kind of pick your horse, don't you? And defence, I think you need to pick a few guys, you know, like the Kessler I kind of find is an interesting standalone. I like the NYC defenders anyway, so I'm probably not going to diversify too much, but We spotted some earlier on. I forget who they were now, but there's some other ones that have kind of caught the eye here and there. And yeah, this is San Diego. Oh, so San Diego haven't even went yet. So yeah, Tverskov's already up at 100. Wow. Let's see. From a Toronto boys, hater, keeper, and forward. Have lots of mids, so nice. Well, that's, yeah, it's not too bad. But yeah, it's not a great place to be. Chris McVeigh is now Swedish? I think he's played for Northern Ireland. Chris McVeigh is not Swedish, is he? Guys, what's going on? Am I tripping, or is this guy a Republic of Northern Ireland international? Carl's Heel Limited is almost in Messi prices. Wow. You're thinking of McNair? Okay, maybe, but there's no way this guy's Swedish. They were talking about Lewis Morgan being English now as well earlier on, and I just think this McVeigh, I don't think he's Swedish. I may be wrong on the Northern Irish thing. Maybe it is McNair. I'm happy to concede that, but Dryer's up at 307. Woofed. For the one. Oh. That is a big chunk of collection piece. That is a big chunk of collection piece right there, by the way. And general prices seem better than last year. Yeah, there's no market credits this year compared to last year for a start. And I think a lot of us that are doing this are like, you know, we've been around the block once or twice, as we like to say around here, you know. McVeigh has four... What? Really? He's Swedish and American? This feels... Is this a Mandela effect? Is that what's going on here? Tell me what you guys think. Or am I just crazy? I know some of you have went and looked that up and stuff, but are we in a Mandela effect? Have we stepped into a parallel universe where Christopher McVeigh is Swedish? What's going on here? At least Gold's still Scottish. You know, they're still balancing the force. There's still harmony at play here. Big Tommy Mueller. Again, there's 3 hours essentially left to go. Early days. Maybe a wee bit under the radar. Can he keep this up? Of course he can. He's Thomas Mueller. Oh, I'm quite hyped. I've got 2 auctions running into tomorrow. I'm not getting any teams to build or anything. I think I had that. Oh, did I change the page? If I had it reset up. But yeah, I want one more from each position. And I've got my next mid and defender lined up, which are quite chunky ones. And then, yeah, she's done our striker, and we're cooking. So what will that be in total? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 9 cards is what I'm going to try and start. Is what I'm going to run with. What do you think of Mihailovic? I think he's again, same as Forsberg and whatever. You could just buy Mihailovic. You could have Kalina, Mihailovic, Forsberg. I'd probably go Kalina Kessler, just because I know that'll appease a lot of people. And it's kind of amongst, you know, MLS is kind of one of these leagues where pairing the keeper and the defender really is not the thing to do. But Kalina Kessler, yeah, man, go for it. I'm trying to think. We've seen some really good other defender shouts today. Not just Region, but there was somebody else. I forget who. But somebody was quite interesting. But yeah, it's kind of what I'm chatting about in terms of just plucking guys out. Like Hani Mukhtar's in a good squad. One of the Minnesota midfielders. Maybe there's a wee bit of jeopardy on that with rotation and whatever. I'm kind of interested to look at this Kai Terwin, but I want to see. I think he's got some AFC Champions League, doesn't he? Yeah, against Saul. Where did he play? Should have probably looked at this earlier. Centre back. Oh, great. So backup centre back. Well, that's kind of fine. At least O'Toole's playing. Unless, yeah, because I need to catch up with my NYC podcast, but there was a weird... I tried looking at friendlies earlier, and one of the team sheets was kind of weird. So let's have a look. Was it... Let's look at Tampa Bay. I don't think it was this one. No, it wasn't. Let's look at the second one. I listened to my NYC podcast maybe last week after one of these games and heard a little bit about it. But when I looked at this, I'm like, Cavallo is a fullback, Tavon Gray is a fullback, O'Toole, maybe he's played midfield, right? But then there's Gustavo and Martins. So that means Cavallo, yeah, so O'Toole's played midfield, right? But then we're thinking midfield. We've got O'Toole, we've got Maxi Morales, we've got Fernandez Marcao, we've got Keaton Parks. So we've got 4 mids. Potentially, yeah. O'Toole and Parks in the base. Morales and Marcao further forward. And then it's Magno and Ojeda. Maybe wide or something like that. So, not easy to piece together. Because O'Toole, yeah, is he a defensive mid? No, not really, but if he's played there, that would make sense. But maybe he has been played fullback and it's been Keaton, Parks and Maxi Morales in the base of midfield. And it's been a 3-back kind of system, you know, 3 by wing backs. So O'Toole can be quite wing backy. Tavon Gray's quite full wing backy. Tavon Gray, Martins and Gustavo has been a good back 3 also. Maybe one of them was playing right wing back, left wing back, that kind of thing. And then this LA team, yeah, there's no thing here. So it's hard to get a gauge on. I'm going to need a podcast up. But I guess he's a backup centre back, so it is what it is. Fine. I was kind of hoping he was... But again, O'Toole's kind of fine. He can play anywhere and everywhere. So that's useful. I think O'Neill's going to be ever present this year, so that's fine. He can just be that. If he's this but a little bit better, just with being in pre-season and being acclimatised, that's cool. And I do think, if fit and available, Keaton Parks is going to be way worth the 12 quid. Keaton Parks is cool. Keaton Parks gets into the box, he goes box to box, he passes, he shoots, he tackles. Keaton Parks does everything. Just had a real bad time of it. Now, he missed out all of last season essentially, and I think a lot of it was with the view of don't rush anything back, look after yourself, look after the, you know, your body and all that stuff. So I'm hopeful. He played in that game. He's kind of in the team for pre-season. And from when I heard the little podcast I did listen to, Keaton Parks was the one I thought, yeah, I'll start the season with him. Who knows how long he'll last, but I'll get him in early because he'll be playing and be looking useful. And I think Parks and O'Neill, now that Justin Hack is gone, is going to be the main... Have I seen the new NYC kit? No, I've not. Is that a belter? NYC FC kit. This is nice. Yeah, this is cool. Yeah, it's cool. Not mad for it. It's cool. Because I imagine this is going to be like this is going to be a copy and paste design, I think, across MLS. Is this not the way, like, a lot of the away kits? It is nice, but see if other MLS teams, if anyone else has a kit that looks like this, it devalues it greatly, I think. But it is a nice kit, but that's my only... Maybe not. Okay, cool. Yeah, if it is bespoke, then yeah, I like it. But normally you find with some of those kits, like... Love that. They can be kind of templatey, not just across MLS, but across Adidas even, you know. But no, it doesn't look like that's the case. By the way, I remember reading this at the time. Must have been on Facebook. I don't think I used Twitter back then much. I always find it hilarious how it says Bimbo on their shirt. Oh, that's cool, by the way. Oh, that's a cool kit, by the way, Philly. That's a cool kit. Isn't it? That's a bit of swag. I like that. The fact it says Bimbo maybe de-swags it a bit. But it does kind of add to it a wee bit because it's a funny word. That's a cool kit. I like that. Got Son and Messi limited in collection. Oh, and $400 ready for all the one-offs to go away. Then it's to my time to shine. Robert Perez is going for it. Apparently McVeigh was a baller. Got the attention of Beckham when he founded Inter Miami. Nice. Did not know that. I could have swore he was like Irish or something. Do you know, see, even if he was Danish, I don't think I would be as surprised. It's Swedish. I'm like, what? I did not. I've never seen that before. Obviously, I'm sure his old cards, maybe his old cards do have it, but no, I'm quite chuffed. Yeah, we need to go and get one more of each across the board, but I need to wait like 17 hours for it. I'm not going to do all that on the live. We got a wee Seco Fofana the other day. We got some of our Seattle collection in the other day, which is cool. And yeah, Ox has got Celtic cards now, so all I need to do is get a picture and I can open this and it'll be fine, so I don't really care actually in that regard. Same with Mvuka, as long as I get pictures I'm fine. Adamu, different story, but yeah, we've got Barco back finally. Barco, oh, can't wait, get my Barco kits back out. I love that. And Rocco Reitz, by the way, might be going to Leipzig, which would be a very Quinny transfer, wouldn't it, now that I've won him? Also, it'll be classic by then, but still. First owner, Rocco Reitz. If he can get some glory this year. For the back of this card, you know. Not that you can bloody well even read it. This magnification. Game week's highest score rewards. There we go. So when you get some glory on him. I wonder, actually, let's have a wee gander at that. Oh, let's start by looking at MLS guys and having a look at the back of those ones. Like, what did they do for me? Guy, who did I have first? Like, yeah, let's go Tavon. Tavon was early and played a lot. And then, bloody hell, do we need to zoom in? 13 rewards. That's cool. It probably includes XP and stuff, but played 33 game weeks, 13 rewards. I had 2 Maxi Moraleses and I traded into that funny addition one eventually. Wolf I had quite early. Wolf was in like all the big teams last season. 40 game weeks, 17 rewards. Yeah, it was quite prolific for me, despite, although didn't finish the season well, but he had enough pop-offs. He never really killed too many teams. If everyone else did well at 45, you kind of got away with it, didn't you? Anyone else? Ojeda. Yeah, Thiago, I had him a long time as well. 32 weeks, 20 rewards. Yeah, Thiago was very good for me last year. Like I said, like, he is a bit meh, but last year he was a bit more than meh. Like, it got better as the year went on. And yeah, Thiago was actually a good stalwart for me. Just can't pay, like, what did that one-off just go for? Of Thiago, it went crazy. Now, I get that he kind of looks on paper as like solid centre-back and stuff, but this is just showing classics, isn't it? You've been outbid on Gustavo. Oh, brilliant. Thanks for that. Wonder how much Praxi will pay for heal. Supers and uniques are up. Yeah, I'm not going to go and check them out. I can leave that elsewhere, to be honest with you. But I think I'm about wrapped up at this point. We've been outbid on the other defender I was going to go for. Maybe I'll go for a Thiago Martins or something. Or a Tavon. Yeah, I like Tavon too. Oh, there was no Ilinic there. Oh, I think is Ilinic left? Where is Ilinic? Oh yeah, he's went to fucking Poland, hasn't he? Yeah, okay, so I think, yeah, some of these random jabronis are actually going to be like backup right backs and stuff. Oh, I might need some of those randos. I'm going to check this through with his towards the end of my little run here tonight with his team, New York. Yeah, like Nico Cavallo, Tavon Gray. I've got that Terwin guy. Yeah, I'm happy I've got Kevin O'Toole. Royal Gustavo at 20 quid. Yeah, I'll let that fly. Can I get Thiago Martins in at that kind of price point, maybe? What did the number one go for? 87. Yeah, go at 20 quid, so. No, okay, maybe not. I'll leave that alone. I'll leave that alone. Yeah, okay, I think I'll need to kind of peruse this a little bit further and try and cross some T's and dot the I's on this. Awesome. Thanks everyone who's tuned in today, really appreciate it. Good luck, happy hunting, and we'll be back tomorrow. We'll pick up with this stuff, see what you guys done, talk strategy, see how the dust lies with this one, and yeah, we'll have a bunch more stuff as well. Thanks again, we've had a bunch of stuff happening today, so thanks to everyone who tuned in, and see you at Trouble. I'll catch you on the next one.